1, 2, 3.
Sup players, pool match, England Romania, bitches. Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm a little bit late on this, I know. Usually this should have probably been up like a couple of days ago, but I've been busy over the weekend, sort of, and kind of didn't have the time to do this. Also, I've been playing Gears a lot, and I didn't really want to go off Gears. But tonight, working, kind of doing schoolwork, got a bit bored, realised that I can get this done in about 20 minutes, quite simply, and put it up in a bit. So yeah, England Romania, they did play. I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure it was Saturday in the morning. So I woke up and watched that, and I changed the team a little bit around just before I kicked off into this game. Put Quater into the wing and stuff. Trying to go on Wilkins. Oh, that's beautiful. To try and make it a little bit more realistic. But yeah, that's. Oh, what the hell? Oh, Techers. So yeah, that's that kicking off, and we'll get onside. One sec, I'm sorting up all the forward stuff. Oh, cheeky. So I've got a cough again out of somewhere, which is a little bit annoying, but hopefully we'll get over that soon enough. Oh my God, how are Romania doing this? No, that's a bit embarrassing. I have to say that much. Come on, let's go, boys. Oh, Ashton, come on, please. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Go on, you. So technically, this really should have been Quater going over for the try. I mean, Ashton and Quater on the right wings today. In the actual game, Quater set. I don't know if it's actually a world record, but he set a record of some sort for at least his own standards. He got a hat-trick of tries in 12 minutes. I think he scored the first one at 14 minutes, and the last one, the third one, at 26 minutes. So within 26 minutes from the kick-off, he had scored himself a hat-trick, which is 3 tries. I don't know what the equivalent of that would be, but that is pretty exceptional, especially at World Cup rugby. Granted, it's against Romania, but even then, being able to break up into 3 tries of your own in such a short period of time spoke volumes for actually how much England had come on since their game against Georgia. So yeah, that's obviously not quite as realistic as you expect, but England did have a pretty good game overall. Of course, they're not playing the strongest opposition, so that you can't really sit there and say they're going to now win the World Cup off that performance, but they definitely looked a bit more, slightly like they're settling in a little bit more than they were against Romania, and before that obviously Argentina, who gave them a really tough game. Sorry. And oh, there we go, go on Ashton, into the corner. Actually no, we'll take it in the middle. So yeah, Cueto really did make a big impact. At first you were like, oh, he just got a lucky try, and then actually he really brought himself in, back from injury, took his spot back from Armitage, and said, I am the guy for the job on the swing. I think that's his first try even in that game for like the last 20 tests or something, so he really was looking a bit like he's lacking, but he definitely said, I am able to score still, I'm able to make that position in the game his own. The tries themselves broke down 10 tries, hat-tricks on both wingers, Quater, Ashton, and then Youngs, Foden, Tuolangi and Croft all went over. The back 3 played a really good game. I think Croft, Haskell and Moody it was. Moody got a hit in the gonads at one point, which looked pretty fucking painful. Everybody sort of stood back and watched in horror. Not really stood back, but exhaled sharply as it happened. But the back 3 actually were really, really consistent, I'd say. You had Croft obviously go over, which just speaks volume for how much they are just everywhere, and just Haskell, of course. I really think he should be starting 8. East is a bit useless, to be quite honest with you. He's just going backwards all the time. He's not got any pace. Haskell can run. I mean, both the back 3, him and Croft, can run. And Moody is always just fucking everywhere. Mad Dog Moody, or Paperface, whichever way you want to look at it. Bit of a legacy behind him. He's one of the best back rowers we've had. We've had some really good back rowers in the team in the years. So overall, I'd say it was quite a promising turn of events for England. I mean, they've got a big confidence boost from that win overall, I'd say. They only conceded 3 points. They didn't get to concede any tries, of course. Just a little penalty, which again, you know, if it's another issue about England's discipline, and we're giving away a lot of penalties. I think if England had more discipline, they wouldn't give them away. It's lucky that Romania couldn't really kick, that we only conceded 3 points, I think, against a team who really can make use of their boot, like Scotland, which is our final game in the pool, which is this weekend. Chris Patterson will definitely put the points over. He is an incredibly good kicker, and it's very dangerous if England play with bad discipline like they have in the last few matches, because we risk losing that game. And if you actually look at the groups, which give me a second to find them, pull them up while I kick that. 2011 table pool. Let's have a look at the pools. Right. So England at the moment are at the top of the pool, 14 points, 3 wins from 3 games, points difference of quite a bit, and a try difference of 16. I think that looks like. So we're on 14 points. I mean, it goes down to points difference and try difference as to which decides what you go through if you're drawing, but it looks as though we're pretty safe at the top of that group. Basically, you want to come top, and obviously basically opposite to New Zealand, because whoever goes against New Zealand is going out. Let's be honest now. They made France look bad, and that's a hard thing to do if France are playing well. I mean, France are an inconsistent team. I mean, they knocked them out. They knocked New Zealand out in the last World Cup in the quarterfinals, but then we beat them in the semis. Good game, very good game. The thing is, France, they got put to the sword by New Zealand. It wasn't a scoreline which said that, but it was just how they got outplayed. And it's almost absolutely certain that New Zealand are top of that group now. 3 bonus points, 3 wins, 3 games, and it's just ridiculous. So in England's group, which is obviously the one that I'd be focusing on out of them, Argentina and Scotland are obviously the 2 teams that pose a danger both to us playing them, but we already played Argentina, and us going through against them. And it is possible that if we lose to Scotland and Argentina win by a big enough margin, and Scotland win by a big enough margin as well, we will not qualify. So it's almost imperative that we at least draw to them for a definite qualification. Fuck, Haskell, I thought you were away. No. It's almost necessary that we get a draw against Scotland to definitely go through. Oh, fuck's sake. But the problem is that if we don't win, then we risk playing New Zealand, and that's something obviously no one really wants to do. Because it's most likely that you'll be knocked out. So you've got to play the table right. I think we're most likely to win, but I can see I think we are the better team on the day. But I can see our lack of discipline going incredibly badly. Patterson putting a lot of points over, and it's very likely that we will scrape a win, or even they'll scrape a win, and we'll sit there wondering what went wrong, and then we'll regret it later on in the competition, especially if we come up against a hard opposition team in the quarterfinals. If of course we come first, I mean, it looks a pretty easy way to the end of the group, to the end of the knockout stages. I think if that happens, then it's definite semi-final, if not quite an easy final. But we'll have to see how things go. Fucking hell, that's big. But it just is down to chance. I mean, you can say everything you like on paper, but it's down to what happens on the day. We've seen teams win against other teams before. It just depends how things go down. So England just got to keep their heads, keep the discipline, and hopefully put in a big performance. Oh, cheeky, yes, Ashton. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the actual England team and how they're going to play. Should be a win. Should go through to an easy cruising semi-finals, but we'll see how that goes. Now, I got spoken to by, I think he's from Sweden, a friend. Again, like the last video, I failed to do it, but I worked a little bit on like a sort of idea for a not really a series, because it's part of a series, but me actually explaining it. So if you've got this far, then I'm going to explain in the second half, which is just going to be like the amount of time I used to do it. how the game of rugby works. And if you haven't picked it up, I mean, it is quite a complicated game, but especially just to watch it and be like, what is going on? But otherwise, it's pretty simple, really. There's basically the main rule of rugby is that you always have to pass backwards. That is like, otherwise it's American football, really. You can just launch it forward, and people can catch it around the side of the defence. The whole thing is about breaking the gain line, breaking that defence line, and making ground and territory. Which, bosh, ooh, that was a bit high, a bit cheeky. And that's kind of it. You see a lot of passes going backwards or sideways. If it goes forwards, it then becomes a scrum, which might be something you see when the two big groups hit each other in the middle. That's a scrum. Your rugby team, players on the pitch are 15. You're allowed 22 in the team, including subs. Oh fuck, that wasn't very good, was it? And 30 are the squad sizes for like the World Cup and things. So you've got 8 replacements on top of the 22 you take out to each game. What it basically is made up of 15 different positions, as I said, and that's 2 groups as well. There's the backs and the forwards. The backs are the fast guys that are running around scoring tries a lot, and the forwards are numbers 1 to 8. They make up, the big guys that run around and win the ball a lot, like the guy I've got on that control now. They're usually a lot stronger, a lot heavier, and a lot bigger in general. And as you can probably see, they do a lot more of the physical work, while the backs do a lot more of the athletic work and the kicking work, things like that. Of course, everybody sort of makes an impact on the game. There's a saying that goes around in rugby that the forwards win the game and the backs decide by how much, and that really is true for a lot of aspects of the game. The backs, of course, usually have the team's kicker, which makes a huge impact when you add it up. It's only 2 or 3 points at a go, but I mean, think 5 or 10 points. 5 kicks by 3 points. That's 15. That's 15 points, obviously, and that's 3 tries. The point system is a bit weird. If you haven't already guessed, basically it breaks down into 5 different ways of scoring. There's a try, which is the thing that I'm probably about to score now, actually. And that's just a straight 5 points. It's pretty simple. You have to get it over this line here, put it down anywhere in that area. They vary, but they're usually about that size. And if it's close to the H, it's easier for me to then convert it, which is what I do next. And that gives a simple 2 points. You've got to put it through the H, almost like a goal, or field goal, I guess. I don't know quite how that works, but start it through, easy kick, off a small tee. You can see the little red thing in the ground. Just give it a bit of elevation. That goes through, that's 2 points. So then from a converted try, which is what that's called, a try and a conversion, that's 7 points. Other methods of scoring are something I'm going to try and illustrate in the game. Of course, I can't illustrate. Sorry, I said there was 5 things. There's only 4, I think. The other things you can do are a drop goal, which is I'll show that if I can, and a penalty, which it's a place kick basically. It means you get half-pace through. It means you get like a tee. You can set it up outside wherever the penalty's given, and if you're in range, you're most likely to kick it. It is quite hard on this game to kick it from range because you need to have a lot of wind, and the wind adds to how difficult the kick is. So you kind of got to guide it with the wind. But anyway, real life, there are some. I'll try and think if I remind myself to post some videos. There's 2 massive kicks from a South African guy and a New Zealand guy from like the other end of for the other half of the pitch, which are really remarkable kicks. If I remember to, I'll put them in the description when I finish uploading this sometime tonight, because they really are worth watching. Even if you don't follow rugby at all, they're something else, a bit of a spectacle. And they both stand for 3 points, the drop goals and the penalties. Penalty is like a conversion, actually. It just gives you a point, and it's pretty much from anywhere. Conversion is from 15 metres minimum. Is it minimum? Yeah, 15 minutes minimum, or further if the kicker chooses so, but you can't get any closer. While a penalty you can. A drop goal is, I would do one there, but it wouldn't really work, so I'm not going to. Let's try and see. If I can build some territory, I'll try and set one up now. Just keep ploughing forward and we'll see how things go. Ooh. And I really want to use Wilkinson for that because he'll be able to do it easiest. Now, how the hell did Tom Palmer get through? Here we go. Right, okay, put him down somebody, thank you. Right, if I pull in a pocket, this is what would be a drop goal if I can put it through, which I did. Okay, cool. Basically, yeah, you've got to let the ball hit the floor as you kick it. It's kind of weird. It's called a drop kick. and obviously you have to do that for kickoff and for drop goal. It kind of in the name. There's different methods of kicking, but I'll go into that because that's not really key to the game. You know, so you've got basic look at the game is just you've got two different parts of the team of 15 players. The forwards and the backs. The backs are the guys that are usually much more nimble and strong, although there are your exceptions such as Nonu, Lomu, mainly a lot of New Zealand players, but there are exceptions from time to bloody hell, from time to time, on what's more powerful, what's faster. Just like you get some pretty bloody fast backs. And this guy, Tuolangi, he's actually he's from the Pacific Islands, so that's like Samoa, Fiji, Tonga. I'm not quite. I think he is Samoan, pretty sure. But he's black in real life. It's just that the player editor made him David Strettle because it's kind of fucked up. But he's black in real life, or at least he's definitely coloured of some sort. And he looks like a bit of an ox, to be honest. His legs are probably twice the size of my head, which is a bit scary. It's ridiculous. He's huge, and you'll see him if you just throw it into Google. The guys that play rugby are ridiculously big. It's rather scary, to be honest. Oh, I might have missed this. This could go horribly wrong. Okay, no, we didn't. Thank God for that. So now we've actually scored 10 points, and the final score of the game against Romania was 67-3. We're 72-0. It's not too far off, actually. That was because, you know, Wilkinson got a penalty, which is the equivalent of the drop goal, and they got 7 conversions between them. So it just about works out there. Whoops. Wait, no. Okay, yeah, Cueto go. Here we go. Now you release a player. That's an overlap. Okay, Wood, let's go. Let's go, Wood. Come on, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, cheeky sidestep. And that's an easy try. So this game isn't really realistic in terms of how you score. If I had that on hard, it would be, but I would be much more quiet because I'd have to be like focusing. And when I focus, anyone that plays with me knows that I don't really talk a lot. Connor knows that, especially from playing Bad Company with me, or Gears. I remember I'm quite quiet on Gears if I'm really chasing someone down or really concentrating, or if I'm like the last man, I just shut up and just focus intently on what's going on, which is a bit of a weird thing for me to do, but I don't know, I just do it. Yeah, so that's why I kept it on this, even though it's not quite as realistic. You don't usually see that many tries in a game, especially. Oh, cheeky turnover. Oh, go. Yeah, nice, release the player. Okay, that's a grubber kick. This is a soccer kick, which is just kicking it again, and I managed to get both of them in, actually. That's quite good. Ashton with his typical swan dive, or swallow dive, whatever you want to call it. Those 2 other kicks, and I'm trying to think what else have I got to do. I think I did a chip earlier. I mean, to be honest, it's all pretty obvious. Like, there's an up and under, which is like you hold it and then you kick it really high up. Try and a little bit forward, but like not really lengthy. But then you try and get everybody under it, so you're able to reclaim it, maybe 10 meters on or something. Punt is booming it down the field. I'll do that now if they give us a deep shot at Wilkinson instead of at the forwards. Grub kick is just across the floor. They've kicked it to. Okay, well, I'll set up a punt anyway. So just set up the pocket, which is just. Can we? Can we not? Oh, there's Wilkinson in there. That's why. Okay, Palmer. Bosh. Oh. Okay. Okay, fuck it. We'll punt. Okay, no, we won't, because Wilkinson wants to score. Oh. Never mind. I think that might be it then. Wait. It's not it. It's not it. Get him. Go Youngs. Go on, Ashton. 5 tries. Yeah, buddy. Dun. And we'll stand there and put the ball down. So, okay, that wasn't quite how it went for England, but I wish it had. I kind of went off topic there, but I will actually, like, properly in the next video, which will be the Scotland video. I'll explain the game as much as I can. I'll break it into different sections. I'll do a little bit of work and prepare it. That's just a quick overview on like how the game sort of works. But there's a lot of mechanics to the game. The whole defense mechanics, the offense mechanics, positions. As I said, I haven't gone through the positions at all, but I will in the next game. We'll use the first half to go through how the team works And obviously the positions are pretty simple. I mean, the forwards do the physical work, as I said, the backs do the running and all that kind of stuff, but it's definitely worth, sorry, it's definitely worth, you know, knowing a little bit more about it if you want to get into rugby. And yeah, I'll try and do my best to provide that. So that's 20 minutes again. You guys really do stick in for these videos if you watch them. I know it doesn't get quite as big a following, but thank you very much, and I will speak to you guys soon.